Hi everybody, welcome, it's Tracy, it's SlimChat, yay! Although, I have a bit of a disaster yesterday. A disaster, not of my making, I hasten to add. What happened was, I had to go pick up something from the doctor's, so I decided to look around a few shops and then make our way home. Because the weather wasn't particularly great, it wasn't worth going out, if you know what I mean. So we just did a few little bits and then made our way back, and there was this humongous accident which made the whole island at a standstill because people couldn't get off if they'd because it was a main road on and off the island. In a way, you could go left towards the main town, which, say main town, it's not really that busy because the more seaside areas are the most busy. And the biggest town to live in is that way, not that way. So anyway, yeah, completely messed up the whole traffic system, and it took hours. So Gary and I hadn't eaten breakfast, and a bit of a mistake. So we decided to just call in around the shops and went into Morrison's and thought, might get some chicken or something to eat in the car. I didn't have anything. I'd already sold out of their cooked stuff, and there was nothing. The cafe thing wasn't open either. No one can sit inside and eat or drink, and it looked like it could rain. So actually sitting in a pub garden was a bit of a dodgy thing. So in the end, we knew we would be stuck for hours and hours and hours. We had a KFC. Now that's not something that I usually eat, even without doing low carb. That's the most fattening, greasy thing that there is. So normally speaking, we would not touch that anyway. But there was no real choices because to go anywhere else meant huge traffic jam, and we were at the mercy of either sitting in the car park eating ice cream out of creams, sitting in the car park eating a Subway. I don't know if there's a Burger King there. Can't remember. I think there is a Burger King. Or a KFC. So, as you know, things taste weird for me at the moment. Chicken's fine. And so the only thing I could really eat out of all those was a KFC, unfortunately. And I got myself an orange juice, which didn't taste good, so I give it to Gary. So I didn't really, all I had was the food, but that kind of messed the day up. But the interesting thing, that evening, I felt like my t-shirt was snug, and lots of horrible symptoms come creeping back, not just feeling bloated, but all of them. And it made me realise just how good I'd started feeling on the low carbing. So anyway, that was beyond our control. If there was a low carb place there, I certainly would have chosen it. If there was a place, if Morrison's had the chicken, it wouldn't have happened because we would have just sat in the car munching on cooked chicken. But unfortunately, wasn't to be. But it took us, once we'd eaten, we just said, we're just gonna have to brave the traffic. It took us 4 hours to get back home. Got home in the early evening, pretty exhausted and frazzled. Had an early night. Did watch a film. We watched Tenet. Oh, I'm not really sure what happened. I can't grasp the kind of technology that they're talking about. I don't know. I usually love that sort of film, but it was a bit of a weird one. I don't know if it's because I was so tired that my brain did not want to follow that, but it was messing with your head. Watched it to the end though, made a bit more sense as time went on, but it was still a tad far-fetched. A tad. Understatement. So, yesterday, my movie quote of the day proved a bit interesting because the only people who commented said Beavis and Butthead do America, but it wasn't. I'm going to get that son of a butthead was actually Back to the Future. And it was the part where Biff was chasing Marty McFly with the hoverboards, I believe, and he said, "I'm going to get that son of a bullet." So it was actually Back to the Future 1. So this time, this is a movie quote that I don't happen to agree with. Really. It is, "Love means never having to say you're sorry." Well, I'm sorry, but no, it does. But that's the quote. You know, a little sorry, you know, goes a long way, doesn't it? Oh. Anyway, I will not be doing that again. I mean, obviously, I said to Gary as we were laying there this morning, I said, you know, next time I'm just going to starve. I will just starve. And he went, "No, you won't." But, you know, it was just it was an emergency cheat day, sadly. Didn't want any. But when I got home, I figured I'd had a meal, might as well have some gin. So I did, and I bought this really cheap gin one. I don't know why I did that. Cheap gin, oh. Yes, it was out of Aldi, and it was, apricot and lychee flavoured. And it was in a really weird bottle. Apricot and lychee flavoured gin. It just caught my eye. Was it Aldi? It might have been Iceland, but I think it was Aldi. I went in 2 shops. Apricot and lychee. You know, you get these flavoured gins these days. They had another one that was quite intriguing, but I didn't get that. Oh, it was strawberries and cream flavoured gin. I felt like, no, I don't fancy that. But, you know, at the moment, fruity tastes are fine. That's why when I did get that nasty KFC, I went for orange, but that didn't taste good. Has to be much less concentrated, I think. So I figured, you know, apricot and lychee flavoured gin, we'll have a go. It was gorgeous. Seriously, it was really, really nice. We had it with 7-Up, like 7-Up free, as if, you know, we needed to worry about the sugar content, but, you know, yesterday, but we always have diet. I know it's not good for you, but it was absolutely lovely. So I shall definitely keep that in the cupboard. I'm not going to be drinking anymore, though. That's it. The day is, you know, drinking days are numbered. Not until the next event, because I'm kind of serious with my low carbing, and yesterday was just a write-off because of that accident. We had loads of ambulances on scene, 2 fire engines, air ambulance. So one of them was serious and airlifted to London Hospital. So it was kind of an unusual event. It wasn't just your run-of-the-mill accident, and it did completely mess up the whole line. And I just said to Gary, what if we actually can't get home? Because, you know, in the past, when these things happened on the mainland, there's been occasions where people have been stuck for a day or 2 in a jam like that. I said, what would we do? I said, you know, we just have to get off the island and go somewhere, you know, a hotel or something. It was very tempting. Just let it all happen and get on with it. But, you know, we got home just much later than we planned. Still, at least Gary wasn't working, or he wouldn't have got to work. So, or I would have had to have left him, like dropped him there. But he wouldn't have had work clothes or food or anything, so we'd have had to have just forgotten about it. In fact, the road that led to the ambulance station was completely blocked, because we went that way the first time. We decided to go and have a drink and sit in the pub garden, just have a couple of drinks and wait for the traffic to die down. And Gary decided against it, and we came back out. And I said, going that way cut off a lot of the traffic that was built up. So after we'd eaten, we decided to go back. I said, you know, that cut off a lot last time. Maybe we should do it again. So we got in the lane to turn there, and that lane didn't move at all. The lights changed, it didn't move. The traffic jam went all the way around the corner. So we got out of that and went the normal way. And what had happened, where the traffic had built up, that road was built up all the way along and all the way back to where we were before, you know, when we came out of the road further up. So it was just one big monster traffic jam, and then they couldn't get out because of it. So, because you have to give way to traffic coming from the right. So they were all stuck there forever. They're probably still there now. No, probably not. But you know what I mean. So it was a good job we were committed to going that way, because we would have had no choice but to just sit there. So Gary would have had to have got out and walked to the ambulance station. But no, honestly, it's not happening again. I don't know, I always feel like maybe I should put emergency snacks in the car when we go out, just in case this eventuality again. But the trouble with low carbs, there's not really that many emergency snacks that you can have that are not, you know, spoilable. Is that a word? Anyway, I'm getting off. I'm going to upload these, have my bath because it's quite early here, and you know, get on with my morning. Sounds like Gary might be doing breakfast or his work food, one of the two. So bye for now, stay safe and take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, did I do the movie? Yes, I did do it, didn't I? COVID brain. Bye for now.